A 30-ton fighter jet flies straight toward a radar station at full speed. On the operator's screen, the sky stays empty. No blip, no warning, nothing. This isn't a movie trick, and it isn't invisibility paint. By the end of this video, you'll understand how engineers shrank that fighter's radar echo down to the size of a small bird, on purpose, using nothing but geometry and physics. To beat radar, you first have to know what it does. A radar antenna fires out a pulse of radio waves. They race outward, strike an object, and a faint echo bounces back. The antenna times how long it took and paints a glowing dot on the screen. Strong echo, bright dot. So the entire game of stealth comes down to a single goal: kill the echo. And here the physics is brutal for the hunter. Radar energy spreads out on the way to the target and spreads out again on the way back, so the echo you get falls off with the fourth power of distance. In plain terms, shave a target's echo just a little, and it seems to leap far away, fading into the noise long before it is really out of reach. Engineers put a number on this, and they call it radar cross-section. It isn't the size of the plane, it's the size of the metal echo it throws back. A big airliner can look 100 square meters wide to radar. The whole art of stealth is dragging that number down, from a barn door toward a marble. An ordinary aircraft is a nightmare for hiding. It is covered in smooth curves, a tall vertical tail, and round engine intakes. Those shapes fling radar in every direction, and some of that energy always bounces straight back to the dish. To radar, a normal jet lights up the sky like a floodlit barn door. The breakthrough came, strangely, from behind the Iron Curtain. In the 1960s, a Soviet physicist named Pyotr Yefimtsev worked out the exact equations for how radio waves scatter off the edges of a shape. Moscow saw it as harmless theory and let it be published. On the other side of the world, Lockheed engineers realized it was a recipe for a plane no radar could see. At Lockheed's secret skunk works, a mathematician named Dennis Overholser fed those equations into a computer. But 1970s machines could only calculate the echo from simple flat surfaces, not smooth curves. So the team made a radical bet. Forget curves entirely, and build an aircraft out of nothing but flat panels. The result was the F-117 Nighthawk, and it looks like nothing else that has ever flown. Its entire body is a mosaic of flat, sharply angled facets, a trick called faceting. Every panel is tilted so that when radar hits it, the wave glances off sideways into empty sky, instead of straight back to the enemy. Picture sunlight on glass. A curved mirror throws a glint back at you from almost any angle, but a flat pane, tilted away, flicks the flash off to the side, and you see nothing. The F-117 does exactly that with radar. It is a mirror carefully aimed at empty space. That obsession with flat panels came at a price. The F-117 is so unstable that no human could fly it by hand. It only stays airborne because computers correct its every wobble dozens of times a second. The pilots nicknamed it the Wobblin' Goblin. Ugly to the air and nearly invisible to radar. As computers grew stronger, engineers no longer needed crude flat panels. They could finally calculate the echo of smooth, flowing curves. That gave us the B-2 Spirit, a vast flying wing with no tail at all, its whole body blended into one clean surface that slides across the sky like a shadow. But shape alone is never enough, because radar loves detail. Every sharp edge, gap, and right angle throws its own little echo. So stealth designers hunt them down. Panel edges are cut into matching sawtooth zigzags, and every door, vent, and hatch is angled to the same handful of directions across the entire jet. This is called planform alignment. Instead of scattering radar in 1,000 directions, the aircraft is shaped so every edge runs along just a few angles. All those echoes get herded into a couple of narrow spikes, aimed away from the threat. Point the plane right, and between the spikes it returns almost nothing. Then there is the engine, a stealth nightmare. Radar can pour straight down an intake, rattle around the spinning fan blades, and come screaming back out. So on jets like the F-22 Raptor, the intakes twist into an S-shaped duct that hides those blades completely from any outside line of sight. Weapons are a problem too. A missile bolted under the wing is a cluster of edges and curves that wrecks all the careful shaping. So stealth jets swallow their weapons, carrying them in internal bays behind smooth doors that snap open for the split second it takes to fire, then seal shut again. Even the cockpit is a threat. Radar can slip through the glass canopy, bounce around the pilot and the metal box he sits in, and reflect straight back out. So the canopy is coated in an ultra-thin, transparent film of metal that reflects radar away, while the pilot still looks straight through it without noticing. The last layer is the skin itself, coated in radar-absorbent material packed with tiny iron particles. When a radar wave hits, it doesn't simply reflect. Its energy is turned into a whisper of heat inside the coating, so even the echo that escapes comes back weaker. Together, all of this made stealth jets seem untouchable. And for years, they were, until one night in 1999. But first, see what all of it buys you. Put together the faceted shape, the aligned edges, the buried engines, the coated canopy and radar-drinking skin, and something almost unbelievable happens. A fighter the size of a small airliner throws back an echo the size of a marble, a bird, sometimes an insect. Still there, still solid metal, but to radar it has all but vanished. Here is what the movies get wrong. Stealth does not make a plane invisible. It makes the echo tiny, so the enemy can only catch it from very close, far too late, and too faint to guide a missile. Stealth doesn't erase you. It shrinks the bubble in which anyone can catch you at all. And that bubble has a crack. All the careful shaping is tuned for the short, high-frequency waves that missiles use to aim. But old, low-frequency radars, with waves meters long, don't see the fine shaping the same way. They can pick up a stealth jet from far off, though only as a vague, fuzzy smear, just enough to know something is out there. That crack was not just theory. In 1999, over Serbia, a patient missile crew using long-wavelength radar and clever tactics did the impossible. They tracked an F-117 in the dark and shot it down. It remains the only stealth aircraft ever lost to enemy fire, and it proved that stealthy has never meant untouchable. So the fight never really ends. Defenders now build webs of radars watching from many angles at once, and heat-seeking sensors that ignore radar completely and hunt the warm glow of an engine. In answer, designers chase ever smaller echoes, cooler exhaust, and smarter coatings. Stealth isn't a finish line. It's a race with no end. So the next time you hear someone call it an invisible jet, remember what is really going on. The plane was never invisible. Through its shape, its aligned edges, its hidden engines, and a skin that drinks radar, it simply gives the enemy almost nothing worth seeing. That isn't magic. That's physics, engineered down to the very last angle. And if you stuck with me all the way to the end here, you clearly love this kind of thing. So subscribe to Science Explained Daily, and the next story like this one will find you.